What number employee were you with MySpace?
I was with MySpace before it was MySpace. I'm user ID number 4 on the site, and I helped name the company with the domains and participated in filling out the paperwork to create it. So.
And you were there until it sold.
I was there until a year after we sold and cashed out. Till July '06, I was there.
Okay, so I got to ask you, sure. Especially today with the news that MySpace just, is laying off 30% of their layoffs. And one of the things that Owen Van Natta asks says he wants to do is to get back to that startup culture.
Right. It's a wonderful objective, and I wish the best for them. I have a lot of good friends that are still with the company, and I think if those friends are able to push away some of the politics that have been entrenched in the company after a major acquisition by a large company with 56,000 employees, if they can get back to that, they can resurrect themselves as the comeback kid, as the site to go to. And I really think that they have the talent there, they have the mass, the critical mass, they have the talent, the technical abilities. I think there's a bunch of visionaries that are there that can make this happen. And I love that they're able to take this marketing message and say, we're getting back to entrepreneurial spirit by laying off 30% of our people. I think that's hopefully true, but it could also be marketing spin to say, we can't pay our bills if we keep 30% of the staff around. And so I'm really hoping that the people I'm talking to over there are going to be accurate in the statement that it is getting back to the grassroots startup environment.
Are the people that you talk to, is there a sense that that they feel positive, that things are looking up, or is it like
they're well aware of the numbers and the traffic that they're losing to other sites and to other companies that maybe have maintained that innovative startup environment. And so I think that they see that the writing's on the wall, that if they don't, they'll die. And you innovate, or that's it. You innovate or die in the internet.
But innovate is a pretty general word.
Sure.
What do you think they have to do? What did they forget to do when they moved from when you first started there to where to yesterday?
Right. What we were great at doing, which helped launch MySpace from 4 users when I signed up to the 100 million users when I left, was listen to the users. Listen to where they want to go. Understand what they're about, what their needs are. In the beginning, their needs were they wanted to express themselves and connect with their friends. They've satisfied that, and other companies have satisfied that with better tools, at least the perceived better tools. So what they need to do is not stagnate at this point where, okay, we provided these tools so that people innovate and express themselves and connect, but we need to go to the next place. What's happening next? And I think that's what they've been working on that we haven't seen yet, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that release. But they can't take too long for that to happen. They need to satisfy their current customer base or their user base before that migration makes them obsolete, that any innovation will be too late.
Do they have to fill a niche? I mean, do they have to go to music and entertainment, or are they still? Do you think they still have the opportunity to out Facebook?
They already fulfill so many niches that Facebook doesn't have. When you think of Facebook, it is your friends from past lives that you're reconnecting with. It's got some apps on it, and it's got some causes. What MySpace has at its disposal is the ability to talk about the politics, to talk about the music, the movies, the comedians. It's got all these different branded sections of the site for different niches, if you want to use, and they need to continue to exploit that, and because that's what drives. When I hear users talking about the difference between the sites, it is that they always talk about. It isn't that, the Ajaxing or the CSS or the styles and the layout is better, or this feature is better than that. They talk about the content and their access to discover new content, and that's something that MySpace, I think, offers a lot better than Facebook, where I didn't want to see those people that in the last 20 years. If I did, I would have gone to my high school reunion and handed out 300 business cards. That's what Facebook's really good at. I think what MySpace has and needs to re-examine is that original content, user-generated content, and get back to that let people connect over that kind of content. And that's, I think, one of the reasons I left is I didn't see that starting to happen. I didn't think there was a future there. SodaHead helps actually fulfill that need by saying, hey, talk about current events, talk about things that are important to you, and people will aggregate around that type of content.
You said before that they have to, they say they're going to innovate, but they have to do quickly.
Right.
What kind of timeline are you talking about? They have to come out with something bold within a year? I mean,
well, it depends on what the goal is. Is the goal to become profitable? Is it to sell for $100 billion? Is it to maintain opportunity to market to Fox movies? You have to define what the goals of the company are. Is it to be popular and to be the #1 entry in social networks, or is it to be profitable? When it comes to revenues, MySpace beats Facebook hands down. And I think if they want to become profitable, which is a very important thing in this harsh economic times, MySpace can do that very quickly, get back to meeting that goal of revenues, income, expenses, and I think people are going to have to keep pouring money into Facebook in order to sustain it and keep it from growing and becoming as profitable as MySpace.